it's Aislinn here. So this is my June TBR. It's currently May 31st. This is the second video I'm filming of today. The first one was my Medievalathon wrap-up, which with any luck is already up on my channel. If anything's gone weird, then it'll be up tomorrow. So you can check that out if you want to know how I did during Medievalathon. The first book I'm going to finish is a book I actually started for Medievalathon, but I didn't include it in my wrap-up because I never finished it. I got halfway through and then the marathon ended, and there's no way I'm going to get it finished today, so I didn't bother including it in the wrap-up. And that is The Devil's Thief by Lisa Maxwell, the sequel to The Last Magician. I always want to call this Last Magician 2, which is totally wrong, which is what I almost said, but little blooper for you guys. So far I'm loving it. The audiobook is just as phenomenal as the first audiobook, which is how I'm primarily reading this. I am picking it up on a few pages here and there, but for the most part, this is my audiobook that I've been listening to while I do other things. Yeah, and I've been really enjoying it. I think I've been enjoying it better than the first one. So I'll be finishing that, and then I'll be jumping into my usual summer reads. So for the summer, that's usually my time when I really like to sink my teeth deep into larger books. They tend to be fantasy just because fantasy in general tends to be larger books, at least the types of fantasy I like to read, of the adult fantasy genre. So all subject to change. I just kind of grabbed some books randomly off my shelf, and those are the ones that I'm going to kind of aim for, but depending on my mood, depending on how I like them, I might put them down and then grab other ones. I also have some ebooks that I'm kind of keeping as backup books. So the first book, and I've already got my bookmark in it and it's ready to go, is The Ember Blade by Chris Wooding. This is a standalone novel. It's 824 pages. So when I say chunky books, I mean chunky books. This one kind of looks a little fascinating. It's got like a, what is that? I can't think of what it is, but it's like the chosen one. That's it. So it's got a little bit of like this chosen one with like a magical blade, and it looks like there might be some magic in here. There's a little bit of political intrigue, a revolution brewing. So I'm kind of interested for this one. It sounds like it's going to be really action-packed, maybe with some twists and turns. I'm not quite sure. But yeah, so that's the first one. Then I grabbed a bind-up off my shelf. This is The Throne of Amancore by Joshua Palmater. I think is how you'd say that. I'm terrible with names. I should probably stop saying that every single video, but I am. Anyway, this is a bind-up of 3 books. It's The Skewed Throne, The Cracked Throne, and The Vacant Throne. And this has to do with a girl, and it looks like there's some magic involved, and there's like this cursed fire that raises the land every, few years. And anyway, she's taken in because of her abilities. She's trained as an assassin and kind of gets drawn into this whole big fantasy thing. So, and this one, the whole bind up altogether, again, looks like it's 835 pages. I don't know if this is the whole story or not. If it ends up not being the whole story, I may have to go on Goodreads and find out what the others are. Then I grabbed I'm not even going to try and pronounce this trilogy name. I'm just going to show you the covers. So I have the first 2 books in this trilogy by James Islington. The first one is A Shadow of What Was Lost, and the second one is An Echo of Things to Come. The third one is out, but it's in hardcover, so I don't have it yet. Depending on when that comes out in paperback, I might buy it this year or I might not. I'm going to see how much I like these. And this has to do with, looks like there was like a rebellion in the past, some godlike beings were overthrown, and now there is this. These are like the aftermath of that and the consequences of that. And then, of course, it sounds like it's again chosen one. There seems to be some magical stuff going on. These are not as big as they look. Trying not to spoil myself, but still look at how many pages. This one's only 693, and this one's a little bit bigger at 730. This one's 730. And I do only count readable pages. I don't count excerpts or acknowledgments or maps and things as a page count. So there, that adds a little bit to the weight. Then I do have some smaller books, but I'm kind of excited to get into these, and they kind of flow one directly into the other. Like book 2 picks up right where book 1 leaves off, from how I understand. So I think you could probably consider them the same book, just they're split up into 2 actual different novels. And this has to do with a world where magic is the ruling class, and everyone else is subservient to that. And then it follows the life of character. These are a bit more of an urban fantasy. I'm not a super big urban fantasy fan, but I do have a few on my bookshelf that looked interesting to me. So these two, The Gilded Cage and The Tarnished City. Gilded Cage is the first one. Tarnished City is its sequel. I do believe this is only a duology. There may be a third book. I guess I'll find that out when I get into it. Gilded Cage is only 370 pages, and then Tarnished City is 415. No, wait, that's an excerpt. 402. So yeah, if I feel like a couple lighter books, I'll pick those ones up. Otherwise, I'll just stick with my usual chunkers. That's it for the June TBR anyway. Again, subject to change. If there's time in June, I'm debating if I might do some weekly vlogs or not. Not really sure how that's going to work out, but we'll see how it goes. So anyway, either way, until the next video. Bye!